And I think for those of you listening, there's a beautiful book called The $1 Trillion Coach, which speaks of a coach by the name of Bill Campbell from Stanford. He was in Silicon Valley. And for the longest time, he was the personal coach to Eric Schmidt and to Steve Jobs and to all of the big CEOs that came out of the Valley. And really and truly, he had no business experience. He came from 3 to 4 decades of pure sports experience. Now, what is it that allowed a sportsman to be able to coach some of the biggest CEOs was not really his understanding of the industry, but his understanding of certain key components that drive performance. And I'm going to break that down for you. But before I do that, I want to say, in the world of professional sport, competition is paramount, which means that because it's a pure meritocracy, when we start, there's always going to be one winner, right? Mm-hmm. You can celebrate that in different ways, but there's always going to be one winner. So in sport, competition is the fabric of everything. But in business, it doesn't have to be like that. In business, you're in a stronger position. You're in a position of collaboration. In sport, 1 and 1 come together and there's only one person standing. In sport, 1 plus 1, in business, 1 plus 1 can equal 5. And that's the power that business has. Now, the question is, how do we leverage the ethos, the value system from sport to be able to make sure that 1 plus 1 equals 5? Well, in my experience, in 20 years of working with these people, I found that there are 3 things that are really needed to be able to succeed and thrive. The commonalities between good business leaders and great athletes. The first one is competence, right? Your competence is non-negotiable. You have to have your academic knowledge, you have to do your research, you have to have done the hard yards, maybe have good mentors in there. All of the knowledge base gives you competence, right? That's where you get it. So competence is non-negotiable. The second thing that's non-negotiable to succeed is confidence. Now, competence is in abundance, truly. Everyone is competent to some degree. Confidence is a little bit of a differentiator. Now, why is confidence the differentiator? Because confidence is built on the back of hard work, which means you need to show up and you need to do the work. And most people are not prepared to show up. So if you have confidence and if you've done the work, then you're 90% better than everyone else. But you're still sitting in a pool of 10% of people who are as confident and as competent. And the truth is, how do you rise right to the top of that? And there's one more factor. And that factor is composure, stillness, the ability to remain calm in a high pressure situation. Now, what is a high pressure situation? A high pressure situation is a situation when the margin for error is minuscule and the penalty for failure is high. That is when you want to shine. Why do you want to shine there? Because that is when everyone is taking notice. Okay. The only thing that's going to allow you to shine in there is composure. Why? Because when you're still and calm, neuroscience tells us the mind is open. So all of the knowledge, all of your experience, everything you've learned in your entire life can come in to help you navigate that moment. If you're stressed in that moment, your brain shuts down, the window closes, and all you're thinking is survival. The greatest people at the pinnacle of pressure are not thinking survival. They're thinking, how can I leverage this opportunity? They are thinking that pressure is a privilege. So how am I going to level this? So the fine line that threads great business leaders and great athletes is competence, confidence, and composure.